Blue Justin here, still Justin, just a little bit blue because I've got to go into the office tomorrow. No, it's not the first time I've had to go into the office since Christmas, but I much prefer working from home like I normally do on Mondays, but they've got some stuff for me to do. Anyway, enough of my problems. This is, I think, the first video I've managed to get put together since Christmas, so Happy New Year to you all. That's why I'm wearing the jumper, just for a bit of a laugh. Essentially, over the Christmas period, I have to totally dismantle all my equipment because the room that I'm recording is used for guests. Also, I had to take all the Blu-rays and whatnot that I was going to just put on videos, or had planned videos for, box them up, store them out of the way. At the moment they're in the conservatory because I said they're not going in the garage. That was the only thing I got away with. But they were, to a certain extent, they were, to be fair, absolutely everywhere. So yeah, so there were a lot of things got boxed away, and it's taken me this amount of time to get the thing even vaguely in a state to actually do a recording. I'm sorry if you can hear anything in the background. It's starting to blow up a bit outside, wind and rain. But anyway, let's get on with it. This is going to be, I know for everyone else who's already done it, this is going to be my Christmas haul, inverted commas, video. I might have been, if I had got the stuff set up, I might have been able to do it earlier like everyone else if I'd actually got any physical media stuff for Christmas, which I didn't. Normally the physical media I actually receive is from friends, whereas family tend to give me money or vouchers. And friends, we've decided that we'll only do it on do gifts and things on birthdays rather than Christmas, because Christmas is expensive enough, especially with everything the economy's going through at the moment. So again, bit long-winded ramble, but so this video is the stuff that I bought with my vouchers and money that I got for Christmas. There's not much, so you won't have to hang around for too long. There's 3 Blu-rays, and I will be putting up a picture of a 4th Blu-ray, which I have paid or bought with my Christmas money, but it hasn't actually been released yet. And I didn't particularly want to wait an extra couple of 2 or 3 weeks before it came out, before doing this video. So on we go. First up, I'm not sure if it's counted as anime or animation, but I do know it got an awful lot of love and stuff, like running up to the Oscars for the year of release and stuff like that. And this is called, I made a film called White Snake. Nothing to do with the band, which I happen to love as well. You know, I should have worn a White Snake t-shirt. I have got one, a Christmas White Snake t-shirt actually. And this is highly regarded. It's got, I believe it does have an English dub or an English language track on it, as well as English subtitles. It's described as a visual masterpiece, and it's about It is a Chinese animation from Light Chaser Animation. It's got a new take on a classic legend, and I think I might have a live action version of called Legend of the White Snake or something, which is probably a similar legend, or the same one legend and it's different takes. One day a young woman named Blanca is saved by Zwan, a snake catcher from a nearby village. She has lost her memory, and together they go on a journey to discover her real identity, developing deeper feelings for one another along the way. But as they learn more about her past, they uncover a darker plot of supernatural forces vying for power, with the fate of the world hanging in the balance. As you might have noticed on the front, it says the legend begins. There is a follow-up to this one called Green Snake. Unfortunately, it's not released, except a boutique label Nova Media release of Green Snake. But that, I do know, I'm after it, but unfortunately I missed out on it over when I was bidding for it on eBay. And it doesn't go for ridiculous amounts of money. And my bid wasn't high enough. And I think this one does have English audio on it, like I said, and the reason I'm confident is because the Green Snake doesn't have English audio, and I remember thinking at the time it's a bit odd that one does and one doesn't. They never did a dub for that one. But anyway, this, I suspect, Dazzler Media release, or Bobby Dazzler Media, as Big Paulie would say, as is their usual situation. There are no... Sorry about that. I'm not going to get up, it's just a creaky door. There are no extras as far as I can tell on here at all. Like I say, I think it's got audio, PCM 2.0, 5.1 DTS HD master audio. It could be that one is Chinese, one of the Chinese languages, Mandarin or Cantonese, and the other is English. I'm not sure, like I said, off the top of my head. If I can find out by looking it up, I'll just put something up at the top. It's got a runtime of only 97 minutes, so quite a quick watch, relatively speaking. So that'll all fit onto one of the smaller Blu-rays, especially without any extras, BD25. And I said less than that. So, but yeah, looking forward to that. It's apparently very, very highly regarded piece of animation. Next up, we have a TV series. This is the third season. Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan season 3. Comes with a nice glossy slip. No, nothing special about it other than it's a nice glossy slip. No embossing or anything on that. 15 rated for strong violence and language. It's got deleted scenes on. It looks like that's the only extra though. 2.1 widescreen. My God. Even though it's a Blu-ray, just to prove that other companies should and could do better. It's a Blu-ray that has Atmos for sound. You don't need 4K for Atmos. All the companies out there who keep on putting Atmos only on the 4K disc, they only do it so you buy 4K rather than Blu-ray. They know darn well they don't have to do this. This is an Amazon Studios release. You can watch this on Amazon Prime. after my quick rant there. Various other languages, various subtitles, obviously. It's got a runtime for all the episodes of 389 minutes. So what's that? It's a 6.5 hours, something like that. So I'm not quite sure what that could be. 45, probably 45 minutes or so. 3/4 into. I can't remember how many episodes that would be. Obviously, the non-slip is identical to slip. So I assume that one day that it'll come out without the slip. Well, on the later print runs is what I mean, not as what you don't have to wait for it. And finally, I got this 4K for, I can't remember how much I paid, but it was an absolute bargain of a price. I do remember that. I will actually remember to put that one up here, and I will, if I can remember, I will also make a note to put up what it is now, in the hope that it will still be at a good price for you. This is a film called A Simple Favour. I think I had heard about this before, but it wasn't particularly high on my radar until it popped up saying, we've got a Simple Favour 4K at a, significantly less than the price of the Blu-ray, something ridiculous. So, it's got both in. And 4K does have the special features on it, so they didn't even need to include the Blu-ray in this. It's, to some arguments, more and more regular releases are only coming with the 4K on the 4K, unless it's the Steelbook, in which case the Steelbook comes with the 4K and the Blu-ray. There seems to be a new trend trying to get Steelbook collectors, if you want to get Steelbook collectors to still get the 4K, even if they only have a Blu-ray player, rather than just buying the Blu-ray. Directed by Paul Feig, centres around Stephanie, and who's a mummy vlogger who seeks to uncover the truth behind her best friend Emily's sudden disappearance from their small town. She's joined by Emily's husband Sean in this stylish thriller filled with twists and betrayals, secrets and revelations, love and loyalty, murder and revenge. I hear it's actually very, very good, and it does sound like a really good thriller. It does point out that this is his darker side, because it's not anything like his other film that he directed, Bridesmaids. The slip is not glossy. Personally, I think it's really nice. It suits it, and it does have A Simple Favour is slightly embossed there, which is really nice. So yeah, and that's 15 rated. I think I can't remember if I mentioned the actual rating, but yeah, it's for strong language, sex references, drug misuse, and violence. That's what we want in our thrillers, certainly. No Atmos on this one. It's 7.1 Dolby True HD. I can't see anything on it that says whether or not it's got Dolby Vision, so I suspect not. But the UK is particularly bad at putting whether an item's got Dolby Vision on it anyway. So it's not necessarily the case. It's got 3 audio commentaries, which is nice. If you really want to get into something, the commentaries can be absolutely excellent and the way to go. 3 audio commentaries, cast and crew, including the director Paul Feig, Anna Kendrick, who's obviously plays Stephanie in this. Blake Lively, who is her best friend who's disappeared. Obviously, she does appear more than a couple of minutes in the film. She doesn't just disappear and be searched for, and she's off screen all the time. You're going to include her in the commentaries. It's got 8 featurettes, which is quite a decent number there. Gag reel, deleted scenes, and I'm not sure exactly why it's described as such, but it's called a flash mob alternate ending, which sounds quite interesting. So yeah, that is a simple favour. The other thing I got with my money, apart from the purchase that, like I said, hasn't been released yet, which is called Freaks versus the Reich. Now I know it sounds like going to be werewolves of the zombie Reich, Third Reich, whatever, but this looks a lot more thrillerish than that, a little bit more serious. Again, I think it's a Dazzler Media release. I'll put a picture up to show what the cover looks like, and if I can't work out, if that doesn't seem to work very well, that's what it's going to look like. Just to give you a quick overview, I don't think it's going to have English audio. The only places in the world that have got this released, apart from this upcoming one here, in which, by the way, it's called a different title in other countries. Something Freaks, The Freaks, something like that. I believe it's French and Italian are the other languages that it's most. I think it's made in Italy, and it's mostly Italian. The French release has got French dub, but I'm not expecting the English release to have an English dub. That's just what it is. Anyway, as I said, overview, quick, ish, is in Rome in 1943. The main characters are the main attractions of the Mezza Pietà, for the pronunciation, circus, which is run by Israel, not the country I imagine, but a person called Israel. Meanwhile, someone starts looking for the 4 freaks with a plan that could change the fate of the whole world. A worsening of the war across Europe in 1943 puts the survival of the circuit at risk, and in the end they find work at the prestigious Berlin Circus, a sumptuous show put on by the Nazis who have occupied Rome. The circus, Berlin Circus, is actually the realm of Franz, a German pianist with 6 fingers on each hand, who possesses clairvoyant powers, who has the premonition of Hitler's suicide and the arrival, spoiler, and the arrival of 4 beings with superhuman powers that could save the fate of the Third Reich. So, like I said, not sounding like surf Nazis, this, that, and the other type of Reich movie. It really does sound like it's got sort of thriller, more of a fantasy war thriller type vibe. So, looking forward to that. It's not short at 141 minutes, 2 hours 20 something, yeah. It's 15 rated. I don't know what the reasoning behind that is. I haven't got the back, I haven't got it yet, and I haven't got a picture of the back cover. It was made back in 2021, but hasn't, like I said, hasn't been released until now, and I believe the intended release date is still the 26th of February, which is why I didn't want to wait all that extra time before doing this video. I also don't have a list of the languages and subtitles yet. Obviously there will be some English subtitles, otherwise Dazzler wouldn't have released it in the UK. But I don't know whether there will be an English dub, but I would not put money on it. The only other thing apart from that, I think I started to say before, was this rather lovely book that I picked up. It was all over my Facebook feed saying, like, I think you'll like this book, said Facebook, and they were right. But you know, all that data mining pays off. It's not cheap, but there we go. I don't know if you've seen this one on yours. If you're interested in movies and like post-apocalyptic, near-future type movies, as predicted, when they were made, used often in the 80s, then this looks like a lot of fun to me. It's produced by Pulse Video. I believe the book was originally made or written in French. This is obviously fully translated into English, otherwise I wouldn't be buying it. And it's also actually been updated and since the original French version was written. So this is the second edition, all translated into English. I hear lots of good things about it. It's all very glossy. I haven't had a chance to fully go into it yet, but it's got lots of the usual suspects in here. As you can see, it's like there's a big page we got starting up Death Rate 2000, and that's obviously the French film poster for it. And yeah, like I said, that's probably a carryover from the fact that it was written by French people in French. So yeah, I've not heard of this one, so that's excellent. This is a 1975 release. I don't know whether it's available or not, but I'm already interested just by looking through. The Ultimate Warrior 1975, Yul Brynner stood there. I'll just take a quick look down the... Ooh. See if I can find the a simple list of contents. That would be useful, wouldn't it? It doesn't appear to... I found one earlier, so I know it's got one. So I just think I keep on turning over the page with it on. Yeah. So part one's the I'm Not Too Sexy Tomorrow. That's obviously just an introduction to the book. I'm not quite sure what part two, Tomorrow Doesn't Date Back to Yesterday. Don't know whether that's like a reference to the fact that a lot of the films don't actually start come to life in the year that they say they will. Part three is After the World Ends in the 70s. That includes A Boy and His Dog. Love that movie. If you haven't seen it, see it now. Love the ending. The Ultimate Warrior, which I just showed, Death Race 2000, Tomorrow's Children. I'm not going to read them all out. Obviously includes Mad Max. Then part 4, After the World Ends the 80s. That includes Mad Max 2. Firebird 2015 AD, one I haven't heard of. I'm just trying to show you, I'm not going to just read out the famous ones. I'm just showing you that there's some stuff in here that you might not have heard of, which if you're interested in the ones I am reading out, might be ones that you might want to look into. Escape from New York, great movie. I'm sure a lot of people out there will be. Parasite 1982, totally different than the Korean film that won the Oscar, I dare say. 2019, After the Fall of New York. That is a movie I believe I have on Blu-ray but I haven't watched yet. Then they got an interview about with Sergio Martino right up. Some more movies. Oh gosh, yes, a lot of these movies are the 80s. Another 1, 2, 3, 4. Another interview. 5, 6, 7. Looks like 20, 25 interviews. Sorry, not 25 films there, and that's the 80s. Oh, that looks like another 20 plus over here in the 80s as well. Blood of Heroes. I think that's known in the UK as Salute of the Jogger. I'm not sure you can get that on Blu-ray actually. It's Rutger Hauer, I think. Cyborg, that one I have got. That's Muscles from Brussels, isn't it? Yeah, Saving the World. That's the that's a quick bit at the contents list. And also part 5. There's less than by now. That moves on to the 90s. Hardware, a little bit of a acquired taste, but a gem. They stop after looks like the 90s. Part 6, Faces of the Apocalypse. So I think they go into like little essays now about sort of like the tropes of the different types of films, which turn up again and again. So you can see the women, the lone wolf, the women of the apocalypse, how they're represented in a lot of these films. Monsters or Second Humanity. Backdrop, Full Throttle. I suspect that's going to be all about the vehicles a la Mad Max and Death Race 2000. Part 7, it's Brackets Almost the Future. Cultural Expectations, Mad Max and Outer Space ? Be interested to have a look at that. Future Ain't What It Used to Be, an interview. Miracle Part 8, Apocalypse XX. I suspect that's might be adult movies that deal with some of these concepts, but they've only got a couple of them in there. It's nothing special that they super concentrate on. So if you're pretty sure you just skip that section. It's only looks like it's 4 pages long anyway. Special thanks and photo credits. So just going to open it at random a couple of times, and again, so you can see lots of interesting write-ups on the movies that you can be introduced to, or have a little look and see what their analysis is, and some lovely pictures. And video cases from Vestron Video. Oh yes, I remember taking many of those out of Blockbuster. Indeedy. Oh, that looks like a pre-Arnie. Let's have a quick look under the skin. Right. Okay. So that is After the World Ends. I do know that the main discussion on the Facebook page for the book itself has been, please can they do one about swords and sorcery movies now from the same era, now that they've done this one, because they've done this one so well, and I'd be first in line to buy it if they do, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, that is my video for things I bought with my Christmas cash and vouchers. I hope you enjoyed that and got some thoughts. And if you liked the video, please hit the like button, it does help the channel. And hit subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate that. Any comments you have, please leave them down below. I do read them, I do respond to them. If you look at any of my videos, you'll see that I respond to anybody who leaves a comment, and I really appreciate comments and finding out what you thought. Especially, you've got a problem and you didn't particularly like something the way I did it, just do something. As long as it's constructive, then I'm not going to delete it or hide it away. I'll just respond as best as I can and try to make it better next time. And that's how I learn. Okay, so thank you very much indeed for watching again. And keep on watching all those videos, go to the cinema when you can, all the movies, all the TV series, all that sort of stuff. And enjoy. See you next time. Cheers.